Okay. So, namaste, welcome. Um, we have different gateways with which to theme a class. And I I tend to always, if not, yeah, pretty much all the time, pull my inspiration from my own personal life. And then craft my class or craft my theme based on it. And today's class is no different. As you know, I am one of the teaching assistants for Sienna in this current teacher training that we're doing. And when I said yes to being an apprenticeship with her, I didn't know exactly what I was getting myself into. And when I said yes to being a TA, I was like, yay, I'm going to get to be a part of the teacher training. I'm going to get to learn and da 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 da. But what I didn't realize was that there was so much more stuff that I had to do other than just be present and share a screen and Zoom or what have you. It required me doing some things that were a little bit more admin, a little bit more technical that I didn't know that I would have to do. So it made me very uncomfortable and I was very annoyed about it actually. And annoyed, or I was annoyed about it, but I was more upset because I like to know what's happening. I like to know ahead of time as much as possible what is going on. And never having had that opportunity, it offset me. So then I found myself really agitated by the whole idea of it. And I had to realign my thoughts, realign my energy so that I could rise with grace and step up and do what was being asked of me, even though it wasn't what I thought it would be. So today's class is about rising with grace. I don't know if you've ever found yourself in a situation where you said your friend might have asked you to do A and A turned into B, C, D, E, F, and G. And it was very annoying, very frustrating because either you didn't plan to spend that much time doing whatever the person asked, or you were interested in or prepared to for whatever reason. So, but because they were your friend and they were in a pinch, you had to realign your mindset to be able to still do it without feeling any angst or animosity or any agitation towards it. So that's what this class is about, rising to the occasion, rising with grace and allowing yourself to blossom, because these things happen, I believe, to help bring out a different side of us, help us to tap into a different talent or skill. Because as a result, I'm now learning a lot more about Zoom than I ever did as a result of it, which is good because, hey, I spent a lot of my time on Zoom. So it's pushing me and it's causing me to use my voice a lot more because randomly we have to say things that we didn't know necessarily that we would have to do, and we're being put on the spot. So it's pushing me definitely out of my comfort zone. So the mudra that we're going to work with today is Padma mudra. And Padma mudra is synonymous with the goddess Lakshmi. And Lakshmi was born out of the churning of the ocean. She was born to bring back calm to all the chaos that had arisen. I'm not going to get into the story of Lakshmi, but that was her birth out of the depths of the ocean. And the Padma mudra is synonymous of the lotus flower. And you may have heard the term no muck, no lotus, no muck, no growth. So the lotus flower grows and thrives in a really grimy, mucky environment at the depths of a pond, in all that muck that you don't want to deal with. The lotus blossoms. So that to me is really symbolic of being in those awkward, uncomfortable situations that you'd rather not be in, and still being able to blossom and bloom and flourish and thrive. And the mudra we're going to play with today is Om Mani Padme Hum, which means the jewel in the lotus flower. So we are the jewel in the lotus flower that is blossoming. So that is the theme. Yeah, I know, right? Your facial expressions crack me up. Okay, so I'm going to head to my, you're like, ooh, okay. I'm going to head to my mat and we'll get started with our practice. Okay, and I'm wearing pink because pink is Lakshmi's color. Oh, okay. So seated comfortably. And oh, that would help to adjust my laptop. You would think, a good thing I'm learning more about Zoom, right? And I forgot that one important thing. Good, you can see all of me, great. Okay, so Padma mudra. The reason why I chose this mudra is not only because of Lakshmi, but because this mudra helps us to remember our inner beauty, our soul, our deep soul beauty, our inner radiance. And oftentimes, when we get put into these situations, we kind of doubt our abilities. So remembering our inner beauty and our inner radiance can help us to, again, blossom and bloom. So with the hands in Anjali at the heart, separate the fingers like the lotus flower blooming, but keep the thumbs and the pinkies and the heel of the hands together. And then bring that to the root of the heart. And you can look down at the mudra, or you can choose to close your eyes. The choice is yours. And just, I like to work with the feeling that we would have had when we found ourselves in one of those situations. Because then once we can pull that feeling up and then we can work through it, whenever we find ourselves in those situations again, we can overcome it easily, or a lot more easily than we did before, because we now know that we can do it. And we can understand that it's coming up in our life because there's something that we need to, it's an edge that we need to grow, need to push through. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and root into the pelvis, into the earth, and allow the crown of the head to lift up away from the pelvis. And if you'd like to say the mudra, you can repeat it after me. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Behold the jewel of the lotus. You can slowly release the mudra. Bring the hands back together in Anjali, and then spin the mudra into Pushpanjali and make it all an offering. Pushpanjali is another form of Anjali, and it's an offering of flowers. So we're making an offering of our practice in the service of the greater good. Now let's go through our spinal movements. Take a full breath in, open the arms wide, shoulders back and down, lift the heart up, lift the gaze. And on the exhalation, go ahead and round your spine. And you can do this faster, you can do it slower. If you want to hold it, you can take the arms all the way back, spin the fingers away from you, thumbs face forward, tent the fingers and lift the chest up, draw the shoulders, and hold it here. Allow the pelvis to tilt forward, feel the shoulder blades slide down the back of the ribs. Take a full breath into the back of the heart and really lift the chest up. And then on the exhalation, bring the chin towards the chest, tilt the pelvis back, and then sweep the arms forward. And perhaps bring the fingers and interlace them, and then spin the palms to face out and push them away. So this is the option you can choose if you want to be more stationary, or keep it dynamic and flow back and forth. And then go ahead, wherever you are, come back up to center. And then release, hands to the knees in a few circles of the spine. So the pose we are moving towards today is a lotus flower. Should be pretty fun. And then go ahead and change direction. The Sanskrit for it is Vikasita Kamalasana. I've done this pose maybe once before, but I didn't know the Sanskrit for it. And come back to center. Lateral flexion, fingertips down, inhale, reach it up, and exhale over. Back up to center and release, second side. Inhale, and exhale. Back up the center and release, one more to each side. Full breath in, grow super long, and exhale it over. Last one here. Inhale up, both arms up. Exhale, twist to one side, arms down. Full breath in. Exhale, deepen your twist. And then slowly release. Inhale, sweep both arms up. And exhale to the second side. Stay here for one full round of breath. And exhale. Inhale back to the middle. And exhale, bring it into the heart. And release. Go ahead and make your way onto your hands and knees. And just take a few rounds of cat and cow. And it doesn't have to be the traditional cat and cow. You can mix it up and do a mashup and maybe take some circles. Continue to move with the breath. We can visualize or imagine that we are the bud of the lotus currently at the bottom of the pond and all that muck filled with agitation, and we're just trying to work it all out, examining why we feel the way that we feel. And I'll bring it back to your cat and cow, and I'll lengthen it out, and by that shift forward into that cow shape, but allow the pelvis to drop and just draw the shoulders back and let the heart move forward and up. And on the exhalation, pull the navel in, chin to chest, kind of like passing through your cat pose, and then shift the hips back to the heels. And go again, starting to bend the elbows and taking it into our cobra primers. You can pick up the pace. You can even pick up your feet and pull the heels towards the bum, and then lower them back down as you shift back. Really grounding through your tiger paws. Really root the bridge of the hand and the pads of the fingers, and then squeeze into the midline, creating the suction cup with the hands. One more. And then bring the feet down, shift your hips all the way up, but keep the knees deeply bent, taking a form of tiger dog. And just really hug into the midline, draw the forearms in, spin the biceps up, lift the armpits up, and then guide the shoulder blades down the back of the ribs towards the hips. Take a full breath into the back of the body, and on the exhalation, just stretch the heels down towards the mat, but they don't have to touch. Just send that energy down to the earth and continue to lift the sitting bones up towards the sky for Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Hold it here steady. One more full breath in. And exhale deeply. Step your feet wide as your sticky mat. Walk your hands back. And when your heels hit the earth, shift your weight way back into the heels and stretch your arms and fingers way forward for a functional forward fold. There's a slight bend to the knee and a strong hug of the outer shins in towards each other. And against that hugging in, the inner thighs are spinning back and apart, create more room. Take a full breath into the rib cage, front, sides, and back, and exhale. Draw the navel in. 2 more times. Full breath in. Full breath out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Rock back onto the four corners of your feet. Take your palms to your shins, and with a long spine, slowly come all the way up. Take the arms up on the inhale. Bring your hands into Padma above your head. Take a full breath in here. And on the exhalation, turn to one side, doesn't matter which, and just bring the hands down. The Padma mudra also resembles a chalice. And then bring it all the way up the body again. Back up through center. Big breath in and exhale it down, second side. So we're really embodying, we're really owning this muck that we're in. Recognizing that this is the path that we have to go through. This is the journey we have to go through to get to the other side. One more. Come all the way up. Step the feet in towards each other. Full body vessel mudra here. Whoops. Leave a little bit of space between the heels. From the pelvis, root down through your legs into the earth, and from the heart, lift up. Reach the mudra up. Reach the chalice up. You're ready. You're rising to the challenge. Rising with grace. Full breath in. Reach up. Full breath out. Ready to be of service for our friends, whomever is calling upon us. Even though it makes us uncomfortable, we're there to serve. And then slowly bring it back into the heart. Heel to your feet, back to hips distance. Release the mudra, full breath in, sweep it up. And exhale it all the way down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, and walk out to a plank. Palakasana. Hold it here. Full breath in, exhale into Adho Mukha. Take a gaze to the thumbs, bend your knees, and hop or step your feet to the outside of your hands. Toes turning out, heels in. And now slowly reach the hips back, reach the arms forward, and lower yourself into Malasana, yogi squat. You can choose to take Anjali, Namaskar, or Padma Mudra here. Just take a full breath into the back of the heart, and on the exhalation, draw the head of the arm bones back, slide the shoulder base to the hips. Push the knees out with the arms and lift the chest up. One more breath. Slowly release your fingertips to the earth and come all the way up. Heel to your feet, back to hips distance. Take the hands to the shins, and with a long spine, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's go ahead into sun salutations A. Breath in, arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale to Palakasana, plank. Take a full breath in, rest the knees, and exhale into Chaturanga. Come all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Slowly exhale, long exhale, take you up and back to downward facing dog. Hold it here. Full breath in, bigger breath out. One more, inhale. Exhale the breath all the way out. Keep the breath out. Lift your gaze to your thumbs and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold deeply. Bend your knees and inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale it into the heart. Let's do another round. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale it back to plank, or you can go straight into Chaturanga if you prefer. Your next inhalation into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Slowly release and exhale it up and back into downward dog, Adho Mukha. Let's take 3 breaths here this time. Full breath in. Exhale it all the way out. Exhale all the air out and hold it out strong. Lift the gaze, hopper step into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. And exhale into the heart. Moving into fearless heart namaskar. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale your left foot to the back of the mat. Ground your knee. Inhale, rise all the way up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into your plank. Rest your knees. Exhale, Ardha Chaturanga. Come all the way down and inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Left leg lifts for Ekapada Adho Mukha, three-legged dog. And step it through to the top of your mat. Ground your right knee. Big breath in, sweep it all the way up. Exhale into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold with a long spine. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Big breath in, sweep the arms up. And exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps back. Ground your knee. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Breathe full and wide into the back of the heart. Exhale it into downward dog. Inhale, plank. Ground the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Ekapada form, right leg lifts. Step it through to the top of your mat. Ground your left knee. Squeeze into the midline, rise all the way up. Step forward, press down firmly into your right leg. Step through, breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. Bend the knees, rise all the way up. Exhale it into the heart. We'll take another round, but before we do, inhale, sweep your arms up, catch a hold of your left wrist, and exhale, pull yourself up and over into Dolasana, side bend or lateral flexion. Inhale back to center, switch to grip, and exhale, up and over. Inhale back to center, exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, left foot steps back. You can rest your knee or you can leave it off if you want to mix it up. But usually the knee's grounded for Fearless Heart Namaskar, but you can do it if you want. Plant your hands and take it back. Shift forward into your plank. Take chaturanga. Come into Bhujangasana, or if you prefer, you can always choose to do Urdhva Mukha, upward facing dog. Exhale it up and back into downward dog. Left leg sweeps up to the sky. Step it all the way through. Keep your right hand planted, rest your right knee if you're doing that option. Take a full breath in and exhale, open up into a twist. Take the hand down, press into the left foot, step through. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale it all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, right foot steps back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg, Ekapada. Step it through. Keep your left hand planted, ground your left knee. Big breath in and exhale, open up into your twist. Sweep it all the way around or plant it down. Step forward into your fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to heart. Padma Mudra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Behold the jewel of the lotus. If you need a quick sip of water, you can grab that now before we move on. No, we're good? Okay. So shift your weight. You can continue to hold Padma Mudra at your heart and shift your weight into your left leg. Slight bend to the knee and really root the four corners of your feet. Lift the arches and engage all the muscles to the bone. Bring your right knee up. Open your knee to the right and place your foot on your inner thigh, calf, or perhaps it stays to the floor. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Continue to hold the mudra at the heart and push your foot and thigh into each other strongly, equal amount of strength. Rest in your breath. Know that this agitation, this frustration we may feel will pass. We are working our way out of the muck, one bit at a time. Slowly move your right knee back to the front, but keep the foot off the floor. Bend your left knee a little more. Continue to hold the mudra at the heart and slowly hinge the hips back. And now energetically reach your right leg to the back and the right foot for warrior 3 with Padma. Draw the left hip back and spin your right inner thigh up. Reach the crown of your head away from the pelvis and move the breath into the back of the body, the heart, the lungs. Just really puff it up with breath. Hold it here. It's a struggle. We want to feel our emotions, but sometimes we feel guilty when we do because, well, this is our friend that's asking this of us. Why are we so pissed off about it? And we try to stifle those feelings. So all this shaking that you may be feeling now is that battle, that internal battle that we feel. And slowly bend the left knee even more and reach your right toes to the back of the mat for a high lunge. Keeping that drawing back of the left hip and that squeeze into the midline. Take a full breath in and reach the mudra up. Draw the head of the arm bones back and lift the heart up. And then slowly bring the mudra back to the heart. Drop your back heel and open up to Virabhadrasana 2. Release the mudra and open up the arms. Turn your left palm up, full breath in, reach it up and exhale as you arc it all the way back. Inhale through Virabhadrasana 2 and exhale it into side angle Parsva Konasana. Sweep the right arm all the way around so it's alongside your ear. Now take a full breath in once again, and from the left side, spin it even more forward to really deepen that twist. Leading with your right arm, reach it all the way up. Come back through warrior 2, but straighten out the left knee, turn the toes forward, and arms reach up, Tarasana, starlight pose. Just check that your wrists are aligned over your ankles, so adjust your stance to suit. Once you have that, lower your arms by the sides of the body and bend all the fingers a little bit. Scoop the arms forward as you hinge your hips back and bring all 10 fingertips to connect, Hakini Mudra. Brings the left and right hemispheres of the brain together. And sometimes we need to realign the brain when we have to make these adjustments. Keep hinging the hips back as you reach the mudra forward. Press the fingers, especially the pinky, so you feel that external rotation happening at the shoulder. Keep the strong hug of the outer shins in towards each other and the moving back of the thighs. Full breath into the back of the heart. Full breath out. One more full breath in, and this time exhale it all the way down for wide-legged forward, functional forward fold. So keep the hinge of the hips and keep the reach of the arms and the fingers. Back of the neck is long, so the chin is moving back. Create lots of space here, lots of space to get comfortable with this discomfort. After your next exhalation, come back onto the four corners of your feet and walk the hands back so they're in line with your shoulders. Go ahead and bend your left knee into a little bit of a side lunge, and now make your way back to the front of the mat. Plant your right hand, take your left thumb to the inseam of your right arm and trace the thumb all the way up to the armpit. Take a full breath in, trace the thumb across the collarbones, and now exhale, reach your left arm up. Head of arm bones back, and you can lean a little bit to the right, really open up here. Continue the arm on this journey, sweep it around all the way to the back of the mat, back to the front of the mat, and I'll step it back, downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa, or perhaps you choose to rest. Up to you. And again, you can always take the option to put your knees down as well, if that's what your body is asking you for. Come up high into the balls of your feet. Lift your gaze to your thumbs, hop or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. Bend your knees and inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, bring it back into the heart. Blossom open your Padma mudra once again. Shift your weight into your right leg, slight bend to the knee. You know the drill. Draw the left knee up and open it to your left. Place a foot on the calf, thigh, or to the floor. Feel your inner resolve, your inner radiance rising. Slowly making our way to the top of the muck. After your next exhalation, ground into the earth and move the left knee forward. Spread the toes of your left foot and keep it alive and vibrant. Bend the right knee just a smidge more and hug into the midline. Slowly begin to hinge the hips back and kick your left foot to the back of the mat. Moving into our warrior three, holding our Padma mudra. Spin the left inner thigh up towards the ceiling. And really draw the right hip back. Keep that once you've done it, and now puff the breath into the back of the kidneys and the lungs. Good. Whoop. Bend your right knee a little bit more and reach for the back of the mat with your left toes. If you need to check to make sure you're at hips distance, please do that. Super important for balance. All right. Full breath in. Lift the mudra up. Offer it up. And exhale, bring it back to the heart. Drop your back heel and open up into your warrior two. Release the mudra, full breath in, exhale, really settle into your warrior. On your back foot, you can have the foot turned in ever so slightly, and then really draw the heels, the feet strongly towards each other. Turn your right palm up, go ahead and big breath in, exhale it, Viparita Virabhadrasana, reverse warrior. Inhale through warrior two, exhale into Parsva Konasana, side angle. Leading with your left arm, inhale, press down into the right leg, moving into Tarasana once again. The starlight pose, pulsating energy. Draw the energy in from your extremities, the fingers, the toes, into the heart, into the pelvis, and exhale, extend it all the way out again. This is our inner radiance just shining through, reminding us that we can face any task, anything that comes up head on and be victorious. Take your arms around behind you and interlace all the fingers. Head of the arm bones back, full breath in, lift the heart up on the exhalation with a slight bend to the knee, hinge the hips back, moving into Prasarita Padottanasana form. Crown of the head is moving down to the earth. Lift the shoulders up away from the ears, maybe even floss the shoulder blades out a bit, swaying the upper body, well, not the upper body, sorry, moving the arms from side to side, maybe doing some circles, rolling the shoulders out. It's creating a little bit more freedom and loosening up all that resistance that we immediately feel the second our expectations aren't met or we feel challenged in our resolve. One more breath. Slowly release your fingertips to the earth. Inhale into that nice long spine. On the exhalation, bend your right knee and hold it here just for a moment to experience that side lunge. Spin the inner thighs back as the crown moves forward, spine stays long. And now turn to the front of your mat once again. And the right toes can turn slightly out as if you're heading into a form of twisted monkey lunge. Take the right thumb to the left inseam of the arm and trace it. Full breath in and exhale all the way up to the sky. Squeeze strongly into the midline here. Sweep the arm all the way to the back of the mat, back to the front, and step back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Shift forward into Palakasana, plank. Rest your knees, making it an Ardha form. Lower into your Chaturanga. Take up dog or take Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale up and back, downward facing dog. Come up high into the balls of your feet. Lift your gaze and step or hop to the top of your mat, remembering that if you are stepping, to lead with the opposite foot from the last time, just so you keep working to balance yourself out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a bunch. Ground down, inhale, rise up. Bring it into the heart. So even though we're doing the work, we're realigning our thoughts, getting a hold of our emotions and processing it all, it can still be difficult. So bring Padma Mudra back to the heart. Bend the left knee a bit, hug into the midline, draw your right knee up. As your right knee lifts, extend the mudra up above the head. Open up the knee. Whoops, and maybe I got ahead of myself. And now place your foot on your thigh or your calf. Hold it here. We are rising with grace. Slowly turn your right knee to the front. Keep the mudra above your head. Full breath in. Exhale into warrior three. Keep the arms stretching out in front of you. Maintain Your resolve here, your new resolve. Yes, it's still going to be awkward, but now you can really meet it because you know what is expected, you know what is required. Bend the knee, slowly lower the right toes to the back of the mat. Full breath into the back of the heart, arc it up and back. Exhale, bring the mudra to the heart. Inhale here, exhale, drop the back heel, open up into warrior two. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, pause here. Your side angle tangle is coming back. I really love that now. It's like I want to do it all the time now. So from your reverse warrior, slowly leading with your left hand, as you start to come through your warrior two, pick up the left heel and take the left hand down to the inside of the leg. Bend the elbow and slide the arm underneath to the outside of your left foot. And now lift the left heel up more, lower the hip. And swing the right arm alongside your ear, palm faces down. Drop the heel, take the hand back on the inside, and now leading with the right hand, sweep it up and back for Trikonasana or Uttita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Rebend your left knee. Inhale all the way up to warrior two. Exhale here for a moment. Whew, it's getting hot in here. Slowly lift up back to Tadasana. All 10 toes face forward. Wrist over ankles. Shine it out. Bring your hands into Padma at the heart, heels in, toes out. Take a breath and exhale it down into Utthita Konasana, goddess pose. Go as low as you can, and then maintain the knees over the ankles and in line or tracking in line with the second and third toe. So adjust your stance accordingly to be able to facilitate that. Inhale, stretch the legs out, stretch the mudra up. Exhale, draw it back down. Just 5 nice slow squats. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. 3 more. Move with your breath. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here. Om Mani Padme Hum. Behold the jewel of the lotus. Inhale back up to Tadasana. And now exhale back to warrior two, back to the front of the mat. Take a breath in here. Exhale it all the way down. Downward facing dog, rest or flow, yogi's choice. Make your way to the top of your mat. Hop step or many steps. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a bunch. Ground down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Oops, sorry about that. So adjusting my earpod. Shift your weight into your right leg. Bring the left knee up. Let's place the foot in, get the foot in place first, then bring the mudra up above the head. That makes more sense. So allow that mudra, that lotus to blossom, to come all the way up, penetrating that top layer of soil, that muck, as we continue to rise with grace. Hold it here steady. Now it's reach the left knee forward. Bend the right knee a little bit more just to give you more stability as you hug in. Keep stretching the arms up, hinge the hips back, and lead with the left foot to the back of the mat. Oh, a bit close to my wall here. I just want to peep at you. Okay, good. Whoop. All right. One more full breath in, full breath out. Bend the right knee more, gently rest your left toes to the back of the mat. Big breath into the back of the heart, lift it all the way up, make it all an offering. Exhale, back to the heart. Inhale again, and now exhale, drop the back heel and open up into your warrior two. Turn your right palm up, full breath in, and exhale, reach it back. Inhale through your warrior two, and now exhale, begin to pick up the heel as you bring the hand to the inside. And then take another full breath in, deepen the bend of the elbow, sweep it underneath, and then lift. Use that arm to help lift the foot up even, the heel up even more. And then sweep the left arm alongside your ear. Full breath and exhale, hold it here, hug, draw everything into the core, into the center. After your next exhalation, drop the heels, sweep the left arm up and back, straighten out the right knee, move into Utthita Trikonasana. Pull the heels towards each other. Right hip is moving back and under. Left inner thigh is moving back. Extend through the crown and the fingertips, and ground your feet into the earth. Rebend your right knee and circle the left arm around and come all the way back up to warrior two. Pick up the right toes and open up into Tadasana. Bring the hands to the heart in Padma, heels in, toes out, and settle into Utthita Konasana. So I'm just coming in closer to show you what we're going to do next. So from Padma, we're going to bring the fingers back and curl them in. So we'll take a breath in, round the spine, and on the exhalation, we'll open up the mudra and take the heart back. I mean, not take the heart back. So open up. So basically, it's going to look like this. So we're blossoming. We're really coming into this, getting more comfortable with this idea, this whole question that's been asked of us, this favor, this task that's been placed upon us. And we're rising to the occasion, rising with grace, because we know at the end of it, something will benefit us. One more. Hold it here. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, back to warrior two, to the front of the mat. Good. Full breath in. Exhale it all the way down and back to downward facing dog. Rest or flow. I should say rest in child's pose, or if you're able to and feel up to it, hang out in downward dog or take your vinyasa. Good. Right leg lifts, bend your knee and open up your hips nice and wide. And really lift the left armpit up and puff the breath into the back of the heart and the lungs, just so you're not collapsing. And now re-square your pelvis and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Toes turn outward. Ground your left knee. Hug into the midline. Walk your left knee back enough so that you're not on the patella, but on that little spot just above. And allow the pelvis to get a little bit closer to the earth, but keep squeezing into the midline. Go ahead and trace the right thumb to the inside of the left arm. Full breath in, and exhale, reach the right arm up. Head of the arm bones are back, and visualize or draw your attention to the left lung. Take a full breath in there, and on the exhalation, spin from there all the way over to the right to deepen this twist. Go ahead and now pull your left heel to the butt cheek. And now take the right arm all the way back, externally rotating, keeping on that train, and pull the heel to the, wait, hang on, grab your foot. And you have a choice. Try first to press the foot into the hand and get a little bit more opening here through the front of the chest. And then gradually pull the heel towards the butt cheek to get a slightly deeper quad stretch. Holy, my words. Spread the toes of your left foot. One more breath. Slowly release. Plant your hand, plant your left toes. Take a full breath in here. Lift the left knee, and now exhale. Take it back to downward facing dog. Shakti wave it out. Vinyasa it out, or perhaps pause. About 3 Shakti waves, if you're taking that option, is good. And then come back to Adho Mukha, and let's take it to the second side. Left leg lifts, bend your knee, open up the hip. Re-square the pelvis and step your left foot to the outside, toes turn out. Ground your right knee. Knee over ankle and tracking with second and third toe. Walk the right knee back enough or pat it up. All right, Sage. Good. Take the left thumb, trace, full breath in, and exhale, open up. Still hugging into the midline. Go ahead and bend your right knee and pull the heel to the bum. And now keep opening up as you reach back for your foot. Press the foot into the hand. Keep the toes spread. Full breath in once again, and exhale, spin a little bit more. Perhaps draw the heel if you need to. It might already be a lot of a stretch, so you might not need to go any further. Pull it in. I'm gonna have to see how I'm gonna get out of this without kicking this poor cat in the head. One more breath. Slowly release. Oh, goody, she's moved. That makes it a lot easier. And now go ahead and very carefully take your thank you. Step back into downward facing dog. Shakti wave it out, or perhaps sometimes I like to try just going from downward dog and rippling forward and lowering into Urdhva Mukha with the toes tucked. And bend the elbows, draw the shoulders back, and then pull the heart through. Pull from the sides of the waist, forward and up. And then shift back up to downward dog. Walk forward to plank, rest your knees. Take your forearms down. And now slowly shift forward and bring the pelvis down. So take a full breath in and ripple forward just as we did, and move right into Sphinx pose. Pull the sides of the waist forward and up. Draw the heel of the hands back, chin back. One last breath here. Slowly release, bring the forehead down. Take the hands by the sides of the ribs, tuck your toes. Take a full breath in, full breath out. On your next inhalation, press yourself to a plank. Whether you stop at the knees, I most certainly am, and then come all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Hold your downward dog and really refine it. Feet at hips distance. Feel the toes and the ball of the feet really hooking into the earth, even going beyond. We're really comfortable with this muck because we know that we're going to rise. And claw the hands into the mat, into the muck. Pull the ribs in, hug the forearms in, spin the inner thighs back. Lift your gaze to your thumbs. Either hop or step your feet to the outside of your hands. Toes out, heels in, bend the knees. Think of that functional forward fold. Shift the hips back, reach the arms forward, just like we did in the beginning of class. Full breath in, full breath out, and slowly lower all the way down into Malasana once again. Bring the hands to the heart. Choose Padma or choose to stay with Namaskar. Really ground the pelvis to the earth, and then breathe in as you lift the crown up to the sky. The blossoming of the lotus. And slowly release. You can take your hands by the sides of you to help you sit and have a seat. Okay, so let's make our way to this Vikasita Kamalasana. So take the legs wide, keep the knees bent, and just windshield wiper the knees a little bit from side to side. Good. Stay here and just pick the right knee up and bring it down. Yeah, so let your left knee come all the way over to one side. Yeah. So notice both knees are down. Both knees down. Yeah, good. So you might need to move the hand that's behind you, might need to bring it forward. Yeah, and just pick that back knee up. Yep, and down. Yeah, there you go. Just a couple. Good, one more. Good, and now let's do it over on the second side. Both knees down to begin. And then lift it up and down. Up and down, last one. And down. Good, come back here. Take the arms, like if we were in Malasana, so think of this as a seated Malasana. Take the left tricep and push it into the left thigh and push the left thigh into it. Take a full breath in and now exhale, open up. Into a twist, over to the right. One breath in. Exhale, release. Second side. Push them 2 points that connect into each other. Full breath in. And exhale, open up to the left. I visualize this as, forgive the term, but crown and beginning to break that seal at the top of the pond. The first petals are starting to come out. One by one, bit by bit. And now slowly release. Bring the soles of your feet together. I need to elevate, so I'm going to do that. For Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, or some call it cobbler's pose. So the hands will cup the feet. and really push the edges of the feet down. And so that same way we would have that push into each other, you're cupping the hands around the feet and you're pushing down as well as pulling. So start with the spine slightly rounded, take a full breath in, exhale, and on the next inhalation, ground down, inhale, pull the heart forward and up. The knees are inching their way down to the earth. These are the leaves of our lotus on the top of the pond. One more breath and release. I have to come off my block now. Okay, so bring the legs together, keep the ankles flexed, toes spread wide. I'm going to turn sideways, but you can stay as you are. So starting with your hands to the shins, or actually rather to the back of the thighs. Take the head of the arm bones back, lift the chest up, and then rock back a little bit and walk the feet in. Go ahead, ground down, hug into the midline, pick the heels up. Okay, good. That's the first part. And now open the knees, but keep the heels together and push them into each other. Now take the arms up into Padma Mudra. Good. Now bring the elbows towards each other and bring the mudra down the center. Separate the hands and bring them underneath your thighs. Once you have them together, bring the thumb and index together. Keep pushing the heels in and lift the chest up. This is the pose. This is our lotus flower in full bloom, ready to take on, ready to rise with grace, ready to take on that challenge that had us so bent out of shape just a few moments ago. Keep pushing the heels, keep lifting the chest. Allow your inner radiance to shine through your deep soul beauty, remembering all that you are. One more full breath in and exhale. Take the arms out, reach the mudra back up, bring it back to the heart and release. Back to Baddha Konasana. Hold on to the feet. Ground down, inhale, rise up. Exhale. And slowly release. Take your hands behind you. Fingers can face forward, or if it feels more comfortable, they can face outward. Okay. Feet hips distance, plant your feet on the floor. We're moving into reverse tabletop. So shoulders back and down, press down into the feet, tone the belly, tone the glutes. Inhale, pick the hips up. Exhale, hold it here. I'm not going to say drop the head back because I want you to keep the neck in line with the spine. So the head is moving back, but you're not going to let it drop. Keep pressing down into the four corners of your feet. Squeeze the glutes and hug the inner thighs in. You can even think about them rolling back. One more strong, big, full breath in. Exhale all the way out. Inhale. And now exhale, slowly release. Bring the hands together, interlace your fingers, and just roll it out. Figure eight it out, or whatever shape, just as long as you're relaxing through the wrist. And of course, the awkward reverse it. That one doesn't go as smooth, but the more we do it, the more it will get easier, just like we're going in the clockwise direction, or counterclockwise actually. And release. Good. All right. Go ahead and Slowly make your way down onto your back. Keeping your knees bent, feet a little bit wide, knees in for constructive rest. Arms wherever you feel drawn to place them. On your next inhalation, gather your knees into your chest. And exhale, just hold it here. Stay still or find a little bit of movement. Good. Keep your right knee into the chest. Extend your left leg fully along your mat. And really ground your leg into the earth. Spin the thigh back and down. Spread the toes and press the heel into the mat. Take your hands to the back of the right thigh. Interlace all the fingers. Shoulders are back and shoulder blades are planted onto the earth. On your next inhalation, start to press your right thigh into your hands and stretch the right foot up. Exhale here to ground. Actively draw the head of the femur, the thigh bone, into the hip socket. Lower back is in. Go ahead and bend your right knee and take it over to your left for a twist. You can straighten the right leg if that feels okay for you. Just notice how it translates into the back. If it feels like too much, then rebend the knee and shorten the lever. Go ahead and come back to center. Draw the knee back in. Then stretch it all the way out and let's change sides. So ground your right leg the same as you would have the left. Draw the left knee in. Nice little squeeze. Then take the hands to the back of the thigh and go ahead and stretch it all the way up. The more you can press your thigh into your hands and pull down, you root the femur bone, you'll feel the lower back lift off of the mat. You may even notice the change happening. So that traction is like the entire spine. You may notice the head moves a little bit and you feel that curve happen in the lower, the lower neck, in the neck. Take a breath, go ahead and bend the knee. And on the exhalation, guide it gently over to your right. With each exhalation, you can deepen the twist by guiding the knee closer to the earth with your right hand, maintaining the length in the spine on the inhale. Take a breath in here. Exhale, slowly, slowly make your way back to center. Bring the knee back into the chest and draw the right knee in as well. Wrap the arms around the shins. You can end the practice here before we head into Shavasana, I mean, or you can take it into Happy Baby if you feel drawn or called to it. No pressure to do it, of course. There are other symmetrical poses you could choose to take, such as legs up the wall, or maybe even a little restorative bridge. Back to my favorite, constructive rest. Whatever you've chosen, stay there for one more round of breath. And then extend the legs all the way down and out for Shavasana. Settle in that deep sense of calm as you lay float on the top of the pond in full bloom. Behold the jewel of the lotus. Om Mani Padme Hum. Once again, becoming aware of your surroundings and becoming aware of your body on your mat. Gently starting to wake up, finding movement, moving your arms, your legs, your fingers, your toes. And then rocking up and hold the Padma Mudra. And let's remember that anytime you find yourself in an uncomfortable or awkward situation, to rise with grace, to bloom where you are planted. Bring your hands to Namaskar. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be you. Blessed be. Yes, Miko. Hi. Hey, buddy. All right, kitty cat.
And I've got one sleeping on the end of the couch.
Oh, yes, I see the tail. Good there. Let me just stop that.